So now the Devon versus Kurdecha right arm super match is already confirmed for the Shaw Classic event. But that didn't stop Vitali and Devon to start calling each other out again. Vitali uploads a story on his Instagram page, arm wrestling just like Devon, letting his opponent use both hands, even though it was not exactly the same, but still he was calling Devon out.
Hello.
And Devon has responded by saying he does not own you. Because in the past, Engin kind of literally owned Vitali. If you are a contracted athlete and the owner of the league gets to decide when you can and when you cannot compete, basically, he is the owner of your arm wrestling life. And right now, that owner is Robert Baxter. So I see Devon's logic here. Vitali should go to USA. But will he go there? I don't think so. And Vitali has come back with a response of his own. Devon Larratt, don't be scared. You don't even need a visa for Azerbaijan. Don't be scared. No one will hurt you. So is this match still going to happen? Things are getting more confusing every single day. Engin Terzi has also uploaded a story on his own page. He doesn't even need visa. Baku is ready with venue, sponsor, and hotel. And then he also uploaded a story about Ermis Gasparini with Turkish junior national team in training camp. A good example of a great champion that we can trust with our children. Is that another jab at Devon Larratt? I think so. So if the event is not happening, why these two are still calling each other out? Why is Devon still inviting Vitali to USA? If Vitali decides to go there, then is he just going to tell Alex Kurdecha no? Is he going to say sorry, I'm not going to arm wrestle you? That is going to look weird. If I was Alex, I wouldn't feel good about it. In the recent live stream, Dexter Tan also mentioned that Baku is still up in the air, and the guy who's deciding or collaborating the venue at Baku, he's just trying to save his own skin, and anyone in his place would have done that. He doesn't want people to think that he's the one who's not being able to organize the things. So first of all, they discussed the censorship, the banning on the YouTube channel. The good news is that they have released all of the canalization rats that were banned by Engin Terzi. So every single person, which may be thousands, they all have now been unbanned from the East vs West YouTube channel. But they have also made some policy regarding the censorship. They think if you're being too disrespectful, inflammatory, posting pirate streams and these banned words, then you may get banned. You'll first receive a couple of warnings. If you still don't mend your ways, then you're gonna get banned. I think the words disrespect and inflammatory comments, that's a very gray area. Basically, that also depends on what the moderator's feelings are, and it shouldn't really be like that. But anyways, they are not unbanning anyone on the East vs West Arm Wrestling Facebook page because they have created a new page. They want everyone to go there. EvW Sports is the name of that page. This Shaw Classic event will be streamed by the same company that will be streaming the Strongman event. So it won't really be the usual East vs West broadcasting partners. Dexter said that they are planning to introduce gambling in the future, which is a major part of almost every sport. So basically, they cannot let any athlete control the rules or any other important aspect of the league. So if anyone is thinking that Devon is deciding the rules, they cannot let it happen. Because if Devon can change the rules, the betting companies won't take the league seriously and they won't be sponsoring the event or work with East vs West in any capacity. Coach Ray is coming back to the league. He will be there at the Shaw Classic event. In the future, they are planning to go free for everyone, hopefully finding some good broadcast partners, maybe get a Netflix deal or Amazon deal, because that is the only way to give us some free arm wrestling matches. Eventually, someone has to pay for that. He also discussed the issue of some arm wrestlers targeting the East vs West organization. For example, Kalinichenko. He said that from now on, the athletes have been informed that they have direct access to the promoters. So if they feel that anything is not right, if something is wrong, they have direct access. They have the direct contact. So they should talk with Robert Baxter without going public. If the issue is still not resolved, then maybe they can think about it. But what they shouldn't be doing is biting the hand that is feeding them, and it won't be tolerated in the future. Robert Baxter, Vitali Laletin, and Devon Larrett, these three had a call together, and Robert found out that Vitali had a lot of misunderstanding going on. Fortunately, all of the misunderstanding has been cleared now. There was a lot of communication gap. In today's world, I don't really understand why they need a translator for everyone. I think the Google translation is good enough that almost every single arm wrestler will be able to figure out what you're trying to say. So while you're running such a big league and you're saying that there was miscommunication because language barrier, that's why the owner cannot talk to the Russian athletes, I think that's a lame excuse.